Easy does it.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here. Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Raederick VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever sired a hollowborn child? An infant born without a soul, of course. Lord Raederick has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village. I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst. His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Raederick's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here. Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak. Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Raederick, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all. But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that. Keep out of...
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Raederick. I fear Lord Raederick's heir is lost, or else hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
I was muted throughout all those conversations. I am so sorry, guys. I did not see that my mic was turned off. Oh, crap. As you near, you feel a vibrant history containing the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul. You see a crowded marketplace, vendor stalls lining the road. Their proprietor's voices calling out to the passers-by to come sample their wares. The woman wanders through the throng, strolling hand in hand with another woman. They peruse the vendor's goods, tarrying at a book merchant with a number of old and beautiful tomes, chatting with one another about what they see. One will pick up a book and show it to the other, who will take it, comment on it, and place it back on the shelf. Then the first will snatch up a book again and quickly pay the merchant before the other can snatch it back. They walk away from the market, weighed down by packs filled with books, still hand in hand, standing close, comfortable with and familiar with each other. As they pass down the somewhat deserted street, an object suddenly hits the woman in the chest and bounces off, rolling away towards one of the buildings. The woman stopped and looked at the object, an apple, and then back at the person who threw it. There is something special about him, aside from the angry look on his face and the two other apples that he holds. Before either woman can move, the man draws back, then throws another one at them, this time hitting the second woman in the forehead. He yells at them, something derisive and hateful, something about legacy and about responsibilities. The woman raises her hand to her head and wipes the juice and bits of fruit from her face, and stares the man down defiantly. The first woman squeezes her hand and puts the other on her companion's shoulder, attempting to calm her down. The other woman pulls a book from her back and holds it before her, muttering under her breath. She pulls her hand free and waves it above the book, an aura forming around her. The first woman is still trying to calm her down, but all she says goes unheard. The man, uncaring of the events happening in front of him, draws back and throws the last apple. As it arcs through the air towards them, the second woman brings up her hand and points it at the apple. A glowing orb of energy flies from her hand and strikes the apple, causing it to explode, raining bits of apple down on the road and building around them. The man's face changes, anger joined by fear, looking like he's trying to decide if running or attacking is the better course of action. The second woman has started chanting again, a hand glowing, her eyes narrowing. This woman steps in front of her, placing herself between her love and their attacker. She touches her face, gently stroking it while whispering calm words. A kiss. The woman's countenance changes. She calms, her eyes softens, her lips regaining the lost smile. The first woman smiles again as well and kisses the other. Wizard scum, the man behind them says, and the two women turn to face him, staring him down defiantly. They join hands and begin walking again, moving past him without so much as a sideways glance.
Sure.
Okay. See a key turn gently, steady, and here goes the click of the door swinging inward. Two figures slip in, locking the door behind them, and begin their prowl. Their hunt is efficient, and it takes them little time to acquire a sizable collection of documents and oddly shaped velvet pouches. Quick hands fill pockets, rucksacks, bags. The door opens downstairs and everything freezes. Footsteps, a tired giggle. The thieves are all eye whites and short breath as they empty their pockets of all but the necessities. Anything noisy hurriedly replaced. Silence from downstairs, then tentative steps up the staircase. A voice calls out. One thief creeps forward, the other gesticulating wildly for him to return. He continues forward, crouching by the banister. He sees a gaudy shoe and shoves. The woman falls with a cut off scream, rolling lifelessly to the floor bottom. Swearing, the second thief grabs her brother, and they make their escape, collecting whatever of value they can on the way out. Yeah, I don't understand this, but okay. I don't think we want to speak to these people. They're weird. So, let us move. Let's get to the smithy. I want a new bow. We'll speak to everyone in due time. Who is? Commoner card apprentice Harlan. Okay. What is it you have? Show me what you have for sale. How do I sell out of my... There we go. Sell. Let's give one button. Okay, but I'll have one. I will, okay. Just go for it. There. One of those. One. I want one of each. Just in case. I'll have a bow. Have daggers. Got one of those. Have guts. Okay. And then armor. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about those. Wolf belts. Okay. Trade. Okay. Warbow. Saber. Oh, that's just the stuff I sold to them now, I guess. Rope and grappling hook. Pry bar. Cape of withdrawal. Defense when disengaging. Damage reduction. Minor ring of protection. Fortitude, reflex, will. Deflection. Holy crap, I don't have that money. Okay, maybe we take one of those. Armor is fine. Saber, mace. And take a warbow. Damage 13 to 20. What does mine do? Mine does 12 to 18. It's not much of a difference. But okay, I guess every difference helps. Hold wall. What is this? Retrain character. Okay. We can sell that as well. Okay. Here's the new bow. Yeah, boy. Okay, now we have that.
Hey there.
How are you? As you need for the vibrant history contained in the letter. You see a man crouching, surreptitious and alone. A series of untamed shrubs, all that hides him from the vision ahead. His eyes are locked and on a dilemma gun, beautiful and terrible. Eyes half lidded as she hums. A bird with fantastic blue and orange plumage sits on her shoulder, trilling gently, and the man is entranced. Trembling, tentative, he stands, and the tranquility is broken by the bird's startled squawk. The Dillerman half smiles, beckoning with twig-like fingers. Dillemgon. Okay. She does not speak as he approaches, as his mouth is dripping sounds of awe and admiration. She waits coy and tempting, and with agonizing slowness he is before her. Then something changes. She sees something hanging limply from his side and begins to his fingers suddenly claws and eyes black with hate. He has no time to reach for his axe or grimoire as she strikes. And just as soon as she strikes, she is gone, the only evidence of her existence, the shuddering wreck on the ground. He grabs at the grimoire nevertheless and begins to chant, but the words of a magical language of his own imagining scribbled in a maniacal shorthand ring hollow, and the silence continues unabated. He turns and shrugs at someone or something, but if there is something there you do not see it. So much reading. You see a group of adventurers surrounded by a crowd of attacking Zerubs. This man is with them, seemingly unconcerned by the battle, even detached from it as he stands in the middle of his comrades, chanting, his expressions bordering on elation. His voice is powerful and deep, booming out across the combatants as a rich counterpoint to the chaos of the fighting. With every phrase, the battlefield changes. His allies glow with a pulsing blue light, freezing the Zerubs that surround them. A blazing fire erupts from the ground, cutting up and burning the creatures and sending them scattering. One of the fallen Zerubs suddenly explodes as three giant grubs crawl from its corpse and attack the remaining enemies. The man continues to chant, thoroughly enthralled in the joy of the moment. Finally, the creatures have been reduced to one. His allies stand back as the man approaches it, still chanting. He removes his hammer and swings at the Zerubs. His phrase ends as the hammer connects with his head, punctuating the spell and bringing his song to an end. Wow.
Sure.
Brutal. I'm taking everything you're stealing. Everything but this. Thank you. And this. Also stealing. Okay. So far, 2 people told me to go to the inn. Maybe I should just go to the inn. I don't wanna. Let's go here. Save. This man and woman appear to have a deep conversation, working close in 2 bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices you approach, pauses, her smile falters a little.
Greetings.
Can we help you? Do you know this man, Nonton? Yes, I think we met in the Vale Wood. I warned him about the bear. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something you wanted? You 2 seem to be in a hurry. I think that's unkind of you to say. I'm grieving my husband in my fashion. I'm only sorry I could not have convinced him to leave Gilded Vale before this happened. I'm relieved to be rid of this terrible place, that's all. It's cost me the greater part of my life and now my husband, and I'm glad to be free of it. Yes, I imagine so. We're packing out for a trip. Actually, I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay, and, well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. Mountain reaches to take her hand. It's time for some new scenery. Is there anything you can tell me about the Gilded Vale? I think I'm gonna reload this because this does not seem okay. Only that you'll be wanting to move as soon as okay, because I think they actually killed the guy because they're happy he's dead. That just tells me that something's not right there. So I'll go back to the bear cave when I'm not alone, and we can see.
Sure.
So we can find some evidence of whatever they did to the guy, or whatever he did to the guy there. We know there's more grain in there. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through that door, gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swainir. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away from now, oh lads, but we'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices or by the flame will have a reckoning. Goodbye. Let's save before I get shot. He did say he's gonna shoot people. An elder man stands before you. His relatively stocky build suggests a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you value your life. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates and lowers the club in faction. Who are you? Is Svenja repoing foreigners into this little crusade now? What was all that ruckus about? Trumbull shakes his head. Where to begin? Svenja whipped them up into a froth, going on about the grain stores, claims I've hidden away most of it. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops, they bring it in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the west side of town for ale, and Svenja and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way down to town. The crops are blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers, Trumbull just to the Saxon goddess, it's gone off, rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Svenja's howling after things he has no right to. Maybe I ought to go have a talk with Svenja then. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it, if you can convince him. Everything is stealing. I just want to loot stuff. Give me free stuff. Road east, it's a smithy. Been there. Edir, Temple of Atheos, Bloth, Blackhound Inn, Frost House. Maybe. Let's go here. Maybe we should just go to the inn, get partners. What else? I can go downstairs. In ruins. Wow. You see four people gathered by the door of the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm, his face partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggests an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
One of the other men points at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused, mocking us even while we shelter in our village. It just goes to show you what these fancy idea manners are worth. We don't take to the kind of treatment, not from foreigners, especially not from idea.
Go on, say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
Flickers through his eyes.
That's where you're wrong.
I don't think attacking him is such a good idea. If this is an enemy, wouldn't you rather be inside drinking? I'm going to take that from him. And why is that? He's reaching for something, and since it's not the rapier at his side, it's either a wand or a throwing dagger, and you don't look ready to deal with either. We're done for now, but this one better watch a step around here, because we're not going anywhere. As History stumbles away, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You're welcome.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts, though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
He straightens his hood and you note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months of travel, but the leather work beneath it is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service.
How did you manage to get stuck out here? That is something of a long
Well, I'm a
story.
wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I was traveling with a caravan, but we were separated near some ruins.
In Gwithan Ruins? Well, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. In half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there? And you survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods.
What are you doing in Gilded Vale?
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
I've been experiencing strange things lately. I'm looking for an expert on souls.
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately.
I expect that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere. Just how did you manage to cross those three drunkards?
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
Did I tell that man to F his sister? That, as I tried to tell him, they misheard me. Happens all too easily after a few pints, and the accent doesn't help. I heard the same thing. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies. You don't exactly look like a settler.
Begging your pardon, but neither do you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
I should get going.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
So do I. Let's go then.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
I have a new character. He
Yes?
is a spellcaster. Fan of Flames. What are these? This is unknown spells. A lot's grimoire. Okay. Right click for details. Wizard's double. Minor missiles. Dazzling lights. I'm assuming this is like magic missile. Oh, wizard double. Let's go do that. Chill touch. Yeah. Chill touch. So I know the skills by their Dungeons and Dragon names. So that's why I'm calling it like magic missile, chill touch and stuff like that. What is this? Scepter. Rapier. Do you have anything for you? You have a cloak as well. You have anything? Okay.
Hey there.
Villager. Pesca. Orland server villager. Drunkard, villager. Oh, there's 2 people. I wonder if they can join as well. Breath and swear, Colin, Swainier. Oh, there's that guy. Okay, let's start at a point. Pascal.
Welcome.
Hello and welcome to the... Oh, it's you. Jennifer told us about what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a of the house. Discounts on the drinks room stand have said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back at the work in the kitchen. So what would you like? I could use some reliable help. Do you know anyone? Know of anyone looking for work? Oh well, I wouldn't say I can speak from experience, but we do have a certain sorts coming by looking for work from time to time. If you want to hire someone on, I'd be happy to send them your way. Let me see what I have to work with. Okay, so these are people that you can hire. It's not companions like Arlon, but it's people you can actually hire. So stealth, another 6. So let's go stealth, athletics, and survival. Swift aim. The ranger gets into a speedy and fluid offensive rhythm, reducing accuracy but increasing fire rate and reload time with ranged weapons and attack rate with melee weapons. Marked prey. That's it. Designates a single target prey, giving a ranger and animal companion damage bonus against this target. Predator's sense. Heightens the predatory instincts of the ranger's animal companion, giving them damage bonus on the creature suffering and damage over time. Vicious aim. By lowering attack and reload rate, the ranger is able to make more careful aim, giving them increased accuracy and damage. I think there's another dot. Oh, and it's passive. Yeah, I think I'll go for that. Well, I guess he's going into lore mechanics. Stealth. Okay. Combusting wounds concerning comprised of inflict with a merciless mirror image. Let's go with ray of fire. Okay. Here we go back to spells. Okay, cool. If you don't need that, then you can put that back on. Okay.
Hail, traveler.
I'd like a room, please. Cancel the common room. Just go for it. Don't rest. Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of the Gilded Vale's grown tree, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like mouldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is merely inches from your face. Suddenly her hand snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks a word. Watch her. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face and thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Though it fills you with a new queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see the woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Okay. I think we're going to call it here. Thank you for watching, guys. Just remember to hit that like and subscribe button. See you guys next time.